Welcome to Soliwa's Business Podcast, the podcast where we dive into essential business advice that will help you with success and growth. I am your host, Ononjabur. On today's topic, we'll be discussing the importance of BBBEE scorecard. Joining us today is an expert in that field, Mr. Sizwe Mbetse. Welcome, Sizwe.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is a BBBEE scorecard and why is it important for businesses in South Africa?
A broad-based Black economic empowerment scorecard, or better known as a BBBEE scorecard, is basically a tool that's used to measure the company's compliance in line with the BBBEE legislation in South Africa. It's important because this basically ensures economic transformation and ensures that all the wealth and opportunities are spread equally across all South Africans.
Okay, so there are several elements to the BBBEE scorecard. Could you give us a brief overview of these elements?
So firstly, you've got you've got 5 elements in total, and your first one is your ownership, which is basically the extent of ownership of Black people within the business. These are now your directors, your shareholders. Your second element is your management control. This is the representation of Black people in senior management and executive positions within your company. Thirdly, we've got skills development. This is basically the investment of all the training within the company, or skills development of Black people within the company. Fourthly, we've got your enterprise and supplier development. This is basically the support to Black-owned businesses and enterprises through procurement. And fourthly, you've got your social, or fifthly, that's your fifth one here. So the last one is your socio-economic development, which is basically a contribution towards socio-economic issues such as your unemployment, poverty, education within Black communities.
Okay, so among these, which are considered the priority elements and what are the sub-minimum requirements?
So out of the 5 elements, we've got 3 that are priority elements. 3, to name them, the first one is your ownership. Secondly, it's your skills development. And your third one is your enterprise and supplier development. These are your 3 priority elements. And with the sub-minimum, basically, your sub-minimum is 40% of the total points on offer in each of the elements. That's your sub-minimum. Basically, this is what you need to reach as your sub-minimum in each of the priority elements.
Okay, so why are these elements prioritized?
These 3 elements basically have significant impact on the South African economy, and that's why they are prioritized. Your ownership basically ensures that Black people have a stake in the economy. Your skills development is critical to ensure that South Africans are equipped with the necessary skills to be impactful in the workforce. And thirdly, your economic and your enterprise and supplier development, which is your third priority element, ensures that the support for Black-owned enterprises and Black-owned suppliers, also fostering a more inclusive and diverse economy.
Okay, so how can businesses ensure that they meet these requirements and achieve a good BBBEE score?
Well, there's various of ways. Firstly, I would say developing a BBBEE strategy that aligns with your business goals. Secondly, engaging in initiatives that promote Black ownership and management within your company. Thirdly, investing in skills development or in comprehensive skills development programs. Fourthly, let's say regular auditing and monitoring of the BBBEE targets and ensuring compliance. And lastly, to partner with Black enterprises and suppliers within South Africa.
Okay. So could you explain the penalties and consequences for companies that fail to meet the sub-minimum requirements for the priority elements?
Absolutely. So basically, you get dropped down a level. This means if you don't reach your sub-minimum within your priority elements, any of the 3 priority elements, you're going to get dropped down a level or get discounted a level. This basically means that if you were meant to be a level 1, you're going to be dropped to a level 2 if you don't reach your sub-minimum. So you find that your level 1 is your highest level, which means you have 135% recognition. This means that every 100 Rand they spend with you, they get to show 135 Rand. So you add value. So you find that when you drop down a level, the private sector might prefer other suppliers because they have a high level, and also this puts you at a disadvantage when you want to do business with government through tenders.
Okay, that's insightful. Could you also touch on the importance of regular auditing and reporting in maintaining BBBEE compliance?
Regular auditing and reporting is very crucial. Firstly, you need to make sure that your BBBEE implementation is being effective. Secondly, this helps you identify any shortfalls within your targets before your financial year end, and you have enough time to address those. Like for an example, firstly, your targets are mostly linked to revenue or your payroll, and that can change throughout the year. So you need to regular audit and do monitoring to make sure that you're still in line or still on the way to at least reach that target. And then we can then do what we call a top-up. So basically a top-up is adding whatever we need to add to ensure that you reach your targets or reach your points.
Okay, so thank you for this comprehensive overview. Before we wrap it up, is there any final advice you'd like to share with our listeners regarding BBBEE compliance?
My advice would be for companies not to view BBBEE as just a regulatory requirement, but more as an opportunity to contribute towards a broader socio-economic development of South Africa, and also companies that have or that integrate their BBBEE principles within their business strategy get to have sustainable growth throughout their journey.
No, thank you, Susan, for joining us and shedding some light on the BBBEE scorecard and its elements. For our listeners, remember that understanding and implementing BBBEE can significantly benefit your business and the community.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure being here.
Okay, and to our listeners, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.